I would now like to call Lily Butler up here to recognize the FFA Advisory Board.
We would like to take this opportunity to thank our FFA Advisory Committee members for their hard work and dedication to furthering the mission of agriculture education in the FFA at West Grand. You are genuinely appreciated, and the work you have done does not go without notice. Please come forward to receive this token of appreciation if you are attending. Ms. Angie Daly, Committee Chair. Mr. Tim Richard, Committee Member. Mr. Tim Thompson, Committee Member. Please join me in thanking our advisory committee members. Maddie Probst, please come to the podium.
The success of our program and chapter would not be possible without the support and generous contributions of many individuals. Each and every event and opportunity we had as students was supported in some way by outstanding individuals in our community. We would like to thank some of those individuals tonight. Please come forward to accept this certificate of appreciation if you are in attendance. Bethany Aaron, James Gregory, John Kleinhans, Wes Howell, Dave Heel, Chris Smith, Sammy Leachman, Darcy Beekert,
Come on, Sammy.
Taryn Edson, Ms. Bauer, Ms. Cassett, Kim Cameron, Northwest Ranch Supply, Olivia Clark, Pat Pryor, Sydney Buckley, Shiloh Whaley, Shannon Barzy, Morgan Richard, Mr. Daly, Mr. Chajewski, Julie Savage, Outbreak of Kindness, and lastly, Donna Heller of Mountain Mamas. Now to announce our Heart of Gold Awards, please welcome. Just kidding. Okay, please join me in another round of applause for all of our supporters. Now to announce our Heart of Gold Awards, please welcome Emma Daly to the podium.
The Heart of Gold Award goes to individuals in the community or school who are selected by chapter members. This award may be given to any adult or student in the community, whether they are part of the ACT program or not. This award is given to honor selfless acts of service and to highlight those who work to build the bonds of brotherhood. This year's student recipient of the Heart of Gold Award goes to Miss Allison Daly. Keep a surprise. Commitment to friends, family, and her school has never been a question for Al. Even when she was Even when she was dealing with some serious medical issues, she never stopped supporting her friends. You can find her on the bleachers at regionals cheering on her volleyball team. She pushed through difficulties to show her love and support for others and never let anything stop her from being a friend. Why am I crying? You're fine. She has been a driving force for this chapter and community, and we are honored to recognize her. Okay, I promise I won't cry for the adult. I'll try to keep it together. This year's adult recipient is Miss Courtney Frazier. Please come forward. Be the change you want to see in the world is a great quote to embody the spirit of Miss Frazier. By looking at her list of contributions and accomplishments, you not might believe that this is her first year at West Grand. She has been instrumental in the creation and implementation of the Kindness Crew, a group of students who find ways to show appreciation and kindness to others in the school and community at large. She is a huge supporter of all student activities in the community. You can find her supporting sporting events, community events, and volunteering whenever she gets a chance. Thanks for all you do, Ms. Frazier. Would Grace Wall please come to the stage?
Being a district officer is a great honor and responsibility. District 1 officers serve FFA members from chapters covering a quarter of the state of Colorado. Chapters from Rangeley to North Park and Moffat County to Rifle, with many other chapters in between. They help plan district events and create opportunities for all members. Outgoing, Emma Daly, District Vice President. Incoming, Allison Daly, District Sentinel. I would now like to invite Mackenzie Jackson to the podium.
Outstanding class awards are chosen by the instructors. They are chosen based on a variety of factors based on their performance and involvement in the class. Please welcome Mr. Walter and Ms. Harmon to the stage to announce class winners.
Like Mackenzie said, outstanding student awards are an opportunity to recognize students who do an outstanding job in the classroom, in the curriculum, and in engaging in that way. So in the intro to Power Structural and Technical Systems, outstanding student goes to Austin Shockey. Right there, yep, perfect. For Intro to Natural Resources, outstanding student goes to Leela Beekert. Intro to Animal Sciences goes to Sage Leachman. For Introduction to Agricultural Sciences, we had 2 different classes, so we did 2 different recipients. For Introduction to Agriculture, the first one goes to Mackenzie Jackson. Introduction to Ag, 6th period, goes to Ollie Bergman. Advanced Welding goes to Trace Lewis. And Advanced Engine Technology goes to Dane Beeker. I would now like to hand over to my teammate and counterpart, Ms. Harmon, to announce the recipients for her classes.
For food science, Jacob Murphy. And for horticulture science, Wade Jansen.
Please join me in giving all of our recipients another round of applause. Oh, wait, where you going? Get up here. Wait. There we go.
Wait. Now you gotta get them all. Get in tight, guys. You gotta get smaller. That's good sculpting. I'm working like each other. Yeah. Now hold up your mugs. Yeah.
Please join me in giving our recipients another round of applause. Would Allie Daly please come forward for the Green Hand Degree Ceremony?
Madam President, I have the applications for 13 students enrolled in agricultural education who are candidates for the Green Hand FFA degree. Our Constitution outlines minimum qualifications for this degree. We shall now determine if these candidates qualify. Mr. Advisor, do all candidates have satisfactory plans for programs of the supervised agricultural experiences?
They have.
Have these candidates met all of the minimum qualifications of Article 6, Section C of the National Constitution?
They have.
The Secretary will now read the names of the successful candidates. Drew Jackson.
Sorry about that, Drew.
Sorry about that one. I'm going to call your names to stay seated for right now. Sorry. Olivia Stefanik. We should do power claps, guys, to get this through quick. 1, 2, yeah, okay. Elizabeth Buller. Galen Wilkinson. Gabriel Lopez. Tanner Smiley. Meriture Chacon. Mackenzie Jackson. Grace Wall.
Nathaniel Berkman, Rodrigo Castillo, Andrew Picote, and Carson Colbert. Will the officers please take their places beside me? Will the candidates please rise? Candidates, you're about to receive the Green Hand FFA degree. In a national organization of members who expect to end a career in the industry of agriculture, will you strive to further development of your abilities through active participation in an FFA? If so, answer, we will. The basic beliefs of FFA members are outlined in the FFA Creed. I hope that you will always carry the spirit of the Creed in your hearts and the words in your memory.
By your enrollment in agriculture education, you have taken an important step towards becoming a useful citizen in our democracy. You may, like George Washington, use your talents and training for the betterment of yourselves and your fellow men.
The FFA is a national organization of young men and women preparing for careers in agriculture. I am proud to add your name to the roll of the West Grand FFA Chapter, Colorado Association, and the national organization.
Success in a career and in life is largely the result of a sound education and a willingness to work. Without labor, we accomplish little. And unless our labor is directed by intelligent thinking, we accomplish nothing.
I know I took some of you out of track practice, so I'm going to give you a workout, let you stand a little longer. The pin worn by Green Hands is made of bronze. Because of its hardness and endurance, bronze has been used for ages by those who sought a better substitute for crude stone instruments. May those qualities of hardness and endurance carry you far in our organization. Although you have done well and merit this recognition, let me remind you that there are heights yet to be attained. Just as there are metals more precious than bronze, there are rarer and more precious laurels to be won in our organization. The silver pin of the Chapter FFA degree and the golden charm of the State FFA degree await those who earn them. In order to attain these higher degrees, you must possess rare and golden qualities. You must be malleable, but never crushed, ductile, but never drawn into anything base or dishonorable, glowing with enthusiasm, but unaltered by the heat of conflict. It is my sincere wish that some of you will eventually be awarded the golden key of the American FFA degree. Your future is before you. Through hard work and wise decisions, you can attain the highest place in our organization, so eagerly sought by all worthy members.
The FFA organization practices agricultural leadership, citizenship, and cooperation. If you develop your abilities, you may become a leader in this organization. We need you, and the country needs strong leadership. We now welcome you as Green Hands. The advisor will now present each of you with the Green Hand pin.
All right, one at a time.
Everybody follow Grace and line up. And I'll look pretty here in a second for your picture.
You guys can take your masks off as well.
Scoot together, act like a happy family. Come on, come on, come on. Can we please get another round of applause for our Green Hand degree recipients? Allie Daly, will you please announce the winner of the Star Green Hand Award?
Green Hand is given at the chapter level to the most active first-year member. This member has a strong supervised agricultural experience and demonstrates a high level of leadership. This year's recipient is Grace Wall. Grace has displayed a drive for excellence as a Green Hand, developing her SAE and becoming a very active member. We look forward to all you will accomplish. Now let's give another round of applause for Grace Wall. Madam President, it is my privilege to announce that 5 members are candidates for the Chapter FFA degree. Lily Butler, Zaid Overholt, Landon Williams, Sage Leachman, and Allison Daly. Our Constitution sets up a minimum qualifications which must be met before members advance to a higher degree. The Secretary will read the section of our Constitution which outlines the standards for this degree. To be eligible to receive the Chapter FFA degree from the chapter, the member must meet the following minimum qualifications. Must have received the Green Hand FFA degree. Must have satisfactorily completed the equivalent of at least 180 hours of systematic school instruction in agricultural education at or above the 9th grade level, have an operation and improved supervised agricultural experience program, and be enrolled in an agricultural education course. Have participated in the planning and conducting of at least 3 official functions in the chapter program of activities. A student after entering agricultural education must have earned and productively invested at least $150 by the member's own efforts, or worked at least 45 hours in excess of scheduled class time, or a combination thereof, and developed plans for continued growth and improvement in the supervised agricultural experience program. Have effectively led a group discussion for 15 minutes, have demonstrated 5 procedures of parliamentary law, show progress towards individual achievement in Ffa Award programs, have a satisfactory scholastic record, have participated in at least 10 hours of community service activities. These hours are in addition to and cannot be duplicated as paid or unpaid SAE hours, and submit a written application for the Chapter FFA degree. Mr. Advisor, have all candidates met or exceeded these standards?
They have.
Will the candidates please rise, and will the officers take their positions for this ceremony? Candidates, please rise. There you go.
FFA members learned the importance of sound financial practices, the skills you are developing in keeping records and accounts will be valuable assets to you throughout life. You may use this training to support yourself, your family, your worthy activities of your community.
You have earned the highest FFA degree a chapter can bestow on its members. As Secretary, it is my pleasure to inscribe your name in our permanent records. May you continue your individual growth and develop in our organization.
Planning and completing a task brings a certain satisfaction that is a reward of the industrious individual. Our forefathers worked hard to transform America from a wilderness to a great nation. Your attainment of this degree demonstrated your willingness to work. You have done well and taken a major step toward fulfilling your goals in the FFA.
Those who succeed best in life, regardless of occupation, know the means whereby the great problems may be solved. Ignorance leads to neglect, waste, want, and poverty, while wisdom leads to industry, productivity, and happiness. You have studied and learned in order to earn this degree. Every worthwhile recognition carries with it additional responsibilities. Your increased leadership ability should be reflected by your further involvement in the activities of your chapter.
The pin symbolizing the chapter Ffa degree is made of silver. Just as there are metals more precious than silver, there are more precious laurels to be won in our organization. The golden charm of the state Ffa degree and the golden key of the American Ffa degree await those who earn them. It is our hope that you reach these higher goals in our organization. I'm pleased to present each of you with the silver pin of our chapter Ffa degree.
Landon Williams. Sage Leachman. Lily Butler and Allison Bailey.
Please join me once again in congratulating our chapter recipients. Trace Lewis will now announce the winner of the Star Chapter Farmer. Trace?
Chapter Star Farmer goes to the chapter member who has earned the Chapter FFA degree, has an outstanding SAE in and demonstrates the most involvement in all areas of the chapter activities. This year's recipient is Allison Bailey. Allie has served as chapter officer for 2 years now and has helped to accomplish many lofty goals of the chapter. Allie is consistently pushing others to do their best in the classroom and to improve the FFA chapter. We are grateful for all her hard work for the chapter and congratulate her on this accomplishment.
The state degree is the highest honor that can be bestowed upon a member by a state association. This past year, Emma Daly received her state degree by the Colorado FFA Association. Please help me in congratulating her on this huge accomplishment. Lily Butler will now announce the recipient of the honorary chapter degree.
The honorary chapter degree is given to an individual who has positively contributed to this chapter and who the chapter believes deserves recognition for their hard work and dedication. This year's recipient is someone who has given to the West Grand FFA for years. Their dedication to the students of West Grand and the FFA has been shown in many ways. And we would like to welcome to the stage of our 2021 honorary chapter degree recipient, Ms. Harm. Over the years, Ms. Harmon has dedicated countless hours as an agriculture education program instructor, and in many other ways. She has helped with officer retreats, FFA Career Development Day events, and Ag Adventure, and in many other ways. Of all these things she does, she is wisely known for her mentorship and success in the greenhouse, where she provides students with the opportunities to develop careers and life-ready skills. The West Grand FFA chapter is honored to add Ms. Harmon's name to the roster honorary members. Please help me in thanking her for all of her dedication to the FFA West Grand chapter. I will now hand the podium over to Emma Daly.
Please join me in welcoming our 2020-2021 State FFA Sentinel, Bailey Acevedo, to bring her remarks on behalf of Colorado FFA.
Sorry, I'm using my notes tonight. I just memorized this today. But setting goals, something that we do every year. Whether it's in a classroom setting at the beginning of the new year or setting a New Year's resolution goal. I don't know about you, but my New Year's resolutions never become completed. In fact, I make it a whopping one day. Sorry, I realize I have my mask on. I make it a whopping one day before I give up the challenge. I'm the kind of person that will tell myself, I want to eat healthy. But the moment I make eye contact with that Christmas cookie, it's a total goner. Did you know that out of every single person who makes a New Year's goal, only 8% will actually achieve their goal? It's crazy to think about. But the reason that these people are able to achieve their goal is because they keep the end in mind. I always told myself, I want to eat healthy. But if I had changed that goal to, I want to lose 5 pounds by June 20th, then I have the end in mind. When you're setting goals for yourself, be sure to keep the end in mind, have an accountability partner, dig deep and find the motivation when you need it most, and shoot for the moon. In order to have a successful goal, you need to keep the end in mind and set a reasonable and realistic end date. Going back to my New Year's resolution, I want to eat healthy is a very broad goal. It could potentially mean I want to subtract sugar from my diet, or it could mean I'll eat healthy whenever I want to. Now, changing that goal to I want to lose 5 pounds by June 20th is a very straightforward goal. Not only do I have the end in mind, but I have something to look forward to once I reach that end date, losing 5 pounds. 3 years ago, I decided to run for a district FFA office. I walked up to my advisor, told him my plans, and he gave me all the materials I needed in order to achieve this goal and prepare for the interview process. I went home, and I started to fill out the officer application. I had questions ranging from extracurricular activities that I was engaged in at the time to leadership roles that I held. But the one part of the application that I remember most vividly is, please rank in order the top 3 offices that you want to run for. Of course, knowing me, it's president, vice president, and secretary. After completing the application, I handed it to my advisor to proofread before submitting it. He looked it over long and hard, not making any comments. Finally, he sits back in his chair, looks up at me, and smiles. President, huh? Yes, sir. Don't you want to start a little lower and maybe work your way up? At the time, this conversation with my advisor made me feel like, wow, he doesn't think that I'm a very competitive candidate for president. But as time went on, I started to realize, man, he knows me way too well. I'm the kind of person that if you tell me I can't do something, or you try to put me lower on the totem pole, I am going to fight back and show you that I can do it. When making goals that you really want to achieve, it's always beneficial to have an accountability partner. Someone who is always going to stand right beside you and push you to achieve your goal. For me, achieving all of my FFA goals, I went to my ag advisor because he knew exactly what to say in order to light the fire in myself in order to achieve that goal. Well, I ended up being elected the District 1 Vice President that year, and it was such a rewarding accomplishment. For me, the most rewarding part was the look of pride and joy on my advisor's face, and it gave me a feeling of gratification that I will never forget. After achieving that goal, it made me realize that I can do anything I set my mind to. Now, I'm not going to lie. There are a couple times that I lack the motivation and enthusiasm to complete a task at hand. But if I dig real deep and find that motivation, I can complete anything. For example, I love to snowmobile. One day, I decided to go out snowmobiling on my family's ranch, alone. But I was having so much fun. I was doing powder turns, I was going through the trees, just having the time of my life. Well, I decided to take a trail I had never been on before. As time went on, the trail got rougher, and I kept telling myself it has to get better. Well, it didn't, and I ended up getting stuck. Really stuck. I got to the point where I thought I was going to lose all of my motivation and wasn't going to be able to complete this task on my own. I had to sit down and kind of talk to myself. Bailey, it is really embarrassing when you get stuck, and I really do not want anyone to know that you just got stuck. Right then and there, I found the motivation, and I started digging and pulling and tugging, and I finally got my snow machine out by myself. This little pep talk that I had with myself acted as the same conversation I had with my FFA advisor when running for a district FFA office. When you feel like you are at a low and you're not going to be able to complete your goal, I want you to dig deep, find something that will light the fire in yourself in order to complete your goal. Whether you go to your accountability partner or you have a pep talk with yourself, you can do anything you set your mind to. And don't ever be afraid of failure, because if you shoot for the moon and you end up missing, I guarantee you will still land among the stars. Thank you.
Thank you, Bailey, for your service to Colorado FFA and for being here tonight. Please accept this gift as a token of our appreciation.
Help us in welcoming retiring senior officer Emma Daly to the podium for her retiring address.
Wow. I never thought I would actually make it to my last chapter banquet. I remember back in 2018 when I was at my first banquet watching the RAs and thought, wow, I'll never be able to do that. One, because I thought I would never have the guts. And two, because I didn't think I could make it without absolutely bawling my eyes out. I mean, like full-on tears. Well, I guess I do have the guts. But we'll have to see about how the rest of the speech goes about that second fear. Now, if any of you know me, you know I'm a big sports and superhero nerd.
Like, I am that kid that asks to watch the new Marvel movies or shows in class. And watch my favorite teams on my computer during class as well. Maybe I shouldn't have said that in front of Ms. Bauer, but I'm just going to tell the truth.
You got 5 days left.
Yeah, we're good. Too late now.
I haven't signed your transcript.
Ooh.
Oh, that's ruthless.
If you need any proof that I've done any of this, ask any of my teachers that I've had over the last 4 years, and they will tell you that I've done that so many times. Oh, Mr. Walter, just this year. I truly believe that sports and superhero movies have some of the biggest lessons that a person can learn from. One of the biggest lessons I've taken away from my experience in sports and watching superhero movies is the importance of a team. My favorite superhero movies are the ones from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, especially the Avengers ones. I mean, come on. Who doesn't love it when all of their favorite characters are in a movie together? Now, in the first Avengers movies, we were introduced to a team of extraordinary heroes who, on their own, did amazing things. However, when you watch the movie at the beginning, it seems like they could not accomplish anything together. And I mean anything. They fought amongst themselves, undermined each other, and refused to listen to each other. But then something amazing happened. They began to listen to each other and learn to respect and trust each other. They then went on to defeat the bad guy and save the day, yada, 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 usual superhero movie stuff, yada, yada, yada. When I was younger, I only focused on the fighting and the cool costumes. I mean, come on, Iron Man suit's pretty cool. But now I watch it for the growth they all had in that movie. Well, I believe that we're not going to form a team to save New York like the Avengers. I believe that we will find our own challenges to face together. Whether it's on a sports team, officer team, or your friends and family, those teams are there to work with you and to help you. Not only is your team there for you, but you are there for your team. And you will soon find out that you are stronger together. Because trust me, being part of a team is one of the greatest things I've ever done. Now, one of my favorite quotes ever from a Marvel movie is when Thor and the Avengers asks, how do we do this? As they're surrounded by all the bad guys, nothing seems that they're going to get out of this. When Captain America, my favorite superhero, says, just replies in 3 words, as a team. Those 3 words together are one of the strongest phrases I've ever heard. While I believe you're all very strong individuals, I still believe that together you're stronger. Life is very, very tough, and I'm not joking at all. You all know it, and I know it. In your life, you need a team, whether it's your friends, family members, and even your teachers. Surround yourself with the people that care about you and want to see you succeed. You all have people who want to be a part of your team. Let them. Let the people around you make you stronger. Form your own team of the Avengers and take on the challenges of life and come out stronger each time. Members of West Green FFA, you are a team. You all have so much potential, not as only as individuals, but as a chapter too. I mean, look what we did this year. As long as you learn to work as one, you will be unstoppable. I want to thank you all for making me a better person over these last 2 years. And I'm so excited to see what you guys will do in years to come. And I'm already so proud of you all. Mr. Walter, thank you for your dedication this year and everything you've done. Which is why we as a chapter want to recognize you with this word of dedication to the chapter. Come on, don't do this. Like I said, I'm good at keeping surprises, even though he doesn't think I am. Thank you. Like I said, I believe in you all, and you all got this. Thank you.
Thank you for all your hard work and dedication to the West Grand FFA chapter. Emma, we wish you the best of luck as you interview for a state officer position. I would like to welcome Maddie Probst back to the podium.
Graduation is always a time to reflect on struggles and joys of many years. We want to take a moment to recognize our graduating members. Some are going on to further education, some to the workforce, and some to the armed services. We wish all of our graduating members continued success in all their journeys. Please come up when you are called to be recognized. Tanner Brumley, Jacob Bowler, Carson Colbreth, Emma Daly, Danny D'Amatos, Wade Jansen, Ben Kellen, David Mendez, Jacob Murphy, Austin Shockey, Dominic Stefanik, and Gabe Torres.
Did I forget anybody? You're all leaving.
Congratulations on this milestone in your lives, and we look forward to all you will accomplish in the future. I will now hand it over to Mr. Walton.
While they're taking a picture, I'm just going to let you know that there will be a brief couple-minute intermission. A couple of these graduating members have prepared a little something for you all, and they'd like to share it. Can we get another round of applause for all of our graduating members? Mrs. Bauer. Practice time was supervised. And they have signed some form of liability waivers. That is not true. It was in Miss Barson's class. So now I'm in control of the mic, so what I say goes. That's how it works. That's awesome. As you can tell, it has been a year full of fun and definitely a lot of enjoyment, and I'm glad that went off very well. I get nervous every time. But now we're going to get into some more recognition. I want to start with some recognition of competitions. Competing in career development and leadership development events is a crucial part of the agricultural education program. Students develop important skills related to their future career interests and skills that they will use across the broad spectrum of life. Starting with leadership development events, we held the Creed Speaking Contest at the chapter level where every first-year member took place, working on memorizing the 5 paragraphs of the FFA Creed and presenting it over FFA week. Second place at the chapter level went to Grace Wall. And first place in our chapter winner went to Mackenzie Jackson. Both these young ladies then went on to compete at districts, which we hosted here. Grace ended up in the silver category for District 1, and Mackenzie was a bronze place in our District 1 contests. Okay. And I think if you ask them, or anyone who had to do the Creed, it definitely helps building some confidence and being able to speak. And I would say also help them to be able to come up here and help present some awards tonight. Moving on to our career development events. For livestock evaluation at the chapter level, we had participants, if you all will come up here, by the way, and line up. Actually, if you'll stand, it would probably be easier. At the chapter level, Allie Daly, Sage Leachman, Trace Lewis, Leela Beekert, Landon Williams, Lily Butler, Lizzie Buller, Grace Wall, and Gabe Lopez. If you could all just stand where you're at for today. And at the state level for livestock evaluation, we could only take 4, the top 4 out of the chapter contest. And that was Trace Lewis, Grace Wall, Landon Williams, and Leela Beekert. Those results should come in, they better come in. They will come in on Friday night at 6 o'clock, and I will post that link if you want to join in that awards ceremony. For the floriculture team, at the chapter level, the coach was Miss Emmylou Harmon. At the chapter level, we had participants Dusty Beeson, Andrew Peacock, Mackenzie Jackson, Tanner Smiley, and Will Parmenter. And at the state contest, again, we could only take 4, was Dusty Beeson, Andrew Peacock, Mackenzie Jackson, and Will Parmenter. Normally, we would be going to CSU for in-person CD's career development events, but since they sent all of their students home April 12th, they did not have the 250 CSU students it normally takes to run that in person. So as ag instructors, we did it here at the school, and I think livestock evaluation was supposed to be 5 hours, and I think the last one, Landon Williams gave his last set of reasons 7 hours and 45 minutes after the start, and so it was a very long contest. Floriculture, kind of the same thing. That was the theme was running over a little bit, but we were very grateful to have those. Our next contest was employment skills. This is a 1-person contest, which was Miss Emma Daly. At the chapter and at the state level. For ag sales, at the chapter level, and these students were given a product. They were given a Hutchison Western round bale feeder, like you can see out in the corner of Northwest Ranch Supply, located that way. They were given this product ahead of time to prepare for a sales pitch. And that team, and a test, everybody had a test. That team at the chapter level was Austin Shockey, Carson Culbreth, Chris Wellington, Rigo Castillo, and Drew Jackson. If you'd please stand up. And at the state level, again, only able to take 4, was Austin Shockey, Carson Culbreth, Chris Wellington, and Drew Jackson. And I do want to brag on this team for a second because what I didn't tell them when things started was the part of the contest after they had 10 minutes to prepare for 3 possible clients was they had to present to their supervisors what their sales pitch would be to the 3 different ones. And as soon as they started, I recognized a few people, and so after I told them that the people on there, one was a daughter of Mr. Hutchison, and another was one of the execs for Tractor Supply. So these young men that you see that competed in state actually presented a sales pitch to some high-end business execs. So huge round of applause to them. And our 5th and final team that we took to state and had a chapter was our agricultural mechanics team. At the chapter level, we had Dominic Stefanik, Dane Beekert, Galen Wilkinson, Ollie Bergman, Zaid Overholt, and Olivia Stefanik. If you could please stand. And again, only able to take 4 to state. We had Dane Beekert, Ollie Bergman, Zaid Overholt, and Olivia Stefanik. This was one of the more difficult teams on running over. We ended up being here till about 8:45 at night when we were supposed to be done at 6. But these students had a test, several sets of ID. They had to solder copper pipe, cut and glue PVC. There was a lot of stuff to that contest, but a great contest. So, and again, I will send out that link on our Facebook page and probably Parent Square. Check your Parent Squares. Put that plug in for that award ceremony on Friday. Moving on from that, Proficiency Awards are a way to recognize students with outstanding work and progress in their supervised agricultural experience, what we call SAE, which is their work-based learning. These winners were selected as the best applicants in each of their categories. So if you would please come up when you are called. In goat production, we have Trace Lewis. Will you please come up? In beef placement, we have Leila Beekert. In beef entrepreneurship, we have Sage Leachman. And foundational skills, we have Grace Wall. If you all remain up here for a picture. Our last one, which is a huge accomplishment also, Emma is a graduating senior, submitted a Proficiency Award to the state in ag education, which is a culmination of 4 years of hard work, actually at 2 different schools, 2 different schools, 3 different advisors, and she ended up being the state winner. So her Proficiency Award will be moving on to nationals, where she will compete against other people in the ag education SAE from all 50 states, Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Virgin Islands. So another huge accomplishment. So if we could please give a round of applause to all of them. I'm almost done, I promise. This last one is, I like being able to surprise students, and this award is given to someone who is selected by their peers as an outstanding leader in the chapter, school, and community. This award is being given to someone who has given tirelessly to this chapter, shown up early, stayed late, worked on weekends, filled out chapter applications, mentored younger students, coached, supported her peers, pushed herself, and will be running for a state office this summer. Please help me in congratulating Emma Daly on being selected the 2021 Outstanding Leader. So again, we are waiting the results on our state judging events. State convention will be June 7th, so we will be taking some students to Delta, Colorado. Emma will be awarded her Proficiency Award. A couple other things that I wanted to mention. The National Chapter Award is a very lengthy application. I think roughly, 50 pages of typing? It was insane. But this officer team submitted a National Chapter Award. We will find out about that at state convention. and as well as submitted an application for most improved chapter in the state of Colorado. So we will find that out at state convention and state CD results as well. Two last things. One of them is these ladies right here. Not a full officer team by FFA manual, but overflowing full of heart and just care for this chapter. And we would not be where we're at today without the four of them. So I have a few gifts for you all on the table back there. National FFA is slow on shipping, as with everything. So you three that are not graduating, yours are in the back. And then Emma, yours is the one that's stapled shut, so you couldn't peek because you're nosy.
We love you.
One of the last things that I'll say before we move on, the final thing is the reason that you're here for, not to listen to me. But this past year has been a whirlwind for everybody, and especially not just the ag program, but all of schools and communities as a whole. But it doesn't seem that a year has already gone by. It seems like just yesterday I was getting my keys and was walking through the doors of West Grand for the first time. And I am beyond proud of all the work that has been done in this chapter by the students that have all stepped up to better themselves in the community around them. And I believe that is what an ag program should be. Never in my wildest dreams did I think that I would move from the southern deserts of Frazier, Colorado, to Kremlin, and I'm so glad that I did. For an ag program to be successful, it takes several things, and one of the most important is a passionate, supportive community. And that has been made very clear that this is one of the best communities out there, and I look forward to all of the great things to come. So thank you all for everything that you do for this program. And with that, I'm going to hand over the mic to Miss Emma Daly. I lied. Rigo's going to be really mad at me. Hey, Rigo. We were doing so good, 25 pages in a Banquet script, and I lost the last one that was... I know you don't want to... You got this.
I would like to say that the nominee committee has selected the following people to be officers for this next year. The executive committee, Grace Wall and Little Beaker. Historian, Lily Butler. Sentinel, Nathaniel Bergman. Reporter, Sage Leachman. Treasurer, Maddie Probst. Secretary, Mackenzie Jackson. Vice President, Trace Lewis. And President, Allison David.
Thank you, Rigo.
Get close. You're going to be close for the rest of the year, for next year, so like each other. Stay up here. Installation. You guys ready? You're about to become official. Allison Daly. As president-elect, you have been selected by your fellow members to be a leader of our chapter for the coming year. You are therefore responsible for guiding our chapter in all its worthy undertakings. May you work intelligently and seriously to fulfill the responsibilities of your office.
Trace Lewis. As Vice President-elect, your record of accomplishments indicates that you have those qualities of leadership which we should all possess. You are to assist the President in directing the work of our chapter, preside over meetings in her presence, and keep all committees working effectively.
Mackenzie Jackson. As Secretary-elect, you have been chosen to keep accurate minutes of our meetings and to carry on the chapter correspondence. You should provide the chapter with the order of business and committee assignments for each meeting. You will also keep a list of members, a record of degrees awarded, and have custody of the Constitution and bylaws.
Maddie Probst. As an treasurer-elect, you have been placed in this position of trust. Your duties require you to keep an accurate record of receipts and distributions, and to prove regular financial reports. This is also your responsibility to assist in developing the chapter budget and maintaining sound financial practices.
Sage Leachman. As reporter-elect, your duty is to inform the public about the FFA. You are expected to work closely with the news media, including state and national FFA publications. You should keep a record of photographs and articles published concerning the FFA and its members, and be responsible for compiling our FFA history.
Ollie Bergman. As Sentinel-elect, your duties include welcoming our friends, caring for the meetings rooms, the FFA equipment, providing for the comfort of our members and guests. It also your duty to assist in conducting meetings and ceremonies.
Tradition and history are a source of pride for our organization. It is your duty to maintain a record of chapter achievements and promote excellence through highlighting activities, events, and accomplishments so that our chapter membership is motivated by our past successes and looks to future achievements.
Leela Beaker and Grace Wall. As Executive Committee-elect, your duties include making decisions that influence every member, organizing the chapter committees, and assisting the other officers in fulfilling their duties. It is an honor to be an officer in the FFA. From time to time during the year, you may encounter difficult problems, but through cooperation, hard work, and dedication, you will succeed and the FFA will prosper. Do each of you accept the responsibilities of your office, and will you do your best to uphold the ideals and principles of the FFA? If so, answer, we do. I now declare each of you properly and duly installed in the respective office to which you are elected. May your service be marked by integrity, dedication, and a cooperative spirit. Seek harmony among your fellow officers and set high standards of leadership for the whole chapter. Retiring officers, will you please escort the newly installed officers to their stations?
Just go, that's on you, isn't it?
Madam Secretary, do you have a record of any further business which should now be transacted?
I have none, Madam President, but I do have some announcements. At the conclusion of Banquet, would all members please come to the stage for a chapter photo? Also, if you could help pick up trash and clean up in the auditorium and cafeteria, it would be greatly appreciated.
Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which should properly come before this meeting? We are about to adjourn this meeting of the West Grand FFA chapter. As we mingle with others, let us be diligent in labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, join me in a salute to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I now declare this meeting adjourned.